women in court suing Idaho after being denied abortions. That hearing happening in the district court today.
The Center for Reproductive Rights filing the lawsuit on behalf of the 4 denied abortions, despite facing serious pregnancy complications. Andrew Vincent begins our coverage.
The plaintiffs appearing outside of the court before the hearing, they're seeking 2 things. A judgment that eliminates the uncertainty in the exceptions by the court declaring when they allow physicians to provide abortion care, and to uphold the constitutional rights of Idahoans guaranteed in the Constitution, including the rights to enjoy and defend life, pursue happiness, and secure safety. After opening statements, plaintiffs called their first witness. Jennifer Adkins talked about having concerns about Idaho's abortion ban after having her first child. During her second pregnancy, Adkins says her fetus had Turner syndrome and was unlikely to survive. Adkins said doctors also warned her she was at a high risk of Mira syndrome, which causes a pregnant mother's body to develop symptoms that model those of her deteriorating fetus. Adkins says she was given the news during an ultrasound.
My understanding was that because my baby had a heartbeat, I could not get an abortion in Idaho.
Adkins says medical providers gave her a piece of paper with a list of providers she could call out of state. They also gave her information on bereavement and a miscarriage kit. Adkins says she decided to seek an abortion in Portland.
We made that decision because it felt like the most compassionate decision that we could make for our baby who was not going to survive. And because we had an 18-month-old son that I needed to be here and healthy and able to care for him.
Adkins talked about needing financial assistance for the abortion, and she concluded saying she had a successful 3rd pregnancy and delivered a healthy baby boy. Attorneys for the state had little cross-examination for Adkins. And the court also heard from a woman who had a similar situation as Adkins and moved out of state and says she doesn't want to raise her children here because of Idaho's abortion ban. Another woman testified she was denied care after learning the fetus had multiple deadly conditions and was not expected to survive. During the state's opening statements, attorneys argued against the plaintiff's claims, saying Idaho law doesn't support plaintiff's theory on abortions. Attorneys also argued the state Supreme Court ruled Idaho's law aims to protect the unborn's life when there is some chance of survival. Testimony from the plaintiffs continues tomorrow, and we'll be following along. In studio, I'm Andrew Vincent reporting.
Boise-based doctor Emily Corrigan also testifying today. She says she's concerned about the EMTALA injunction continuing after the recent presidential election. Dr. Corrigan testified she's concerned the U.S. Department of Justice will drop the case before a final ruling. In late June of this year, the Supreme Court temporarily restored the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act, an exception to the Idaho abortion ban.
Leading up to this, the Center for Reproductive Rights suing the state in September, asking the court to clarify circumstances qualifying under medical emergency exemptions with the ban. The group claims vague and narrow exceptions leave doctors uncertain of when they can terminate a pregnancy and fearful of the punishment they could face. The center counts more than 1 in 5 OBGYNs leaving Idaho since the ban's taking effect in 2022.